He's already been here 5 months. We want to do it in 5 months, but point is he's going to get out in the next 3 or 4 or even sooner. We need your support. We're here supporting you. These are times that do try men's souls. This is the greatest tyranny this country's ever seen. It's worldwide. They want the United States to lead the world into this tyranny, to say, oh, we've adopted, now everybody else has to. And the power will be directed out of the UN, the new Bank of the World, NATO, and the International Bank of Settlements, IMF, World Bank. That's what's openly being announced. It's already been announced. So this is world dictatorship, paying your taxes openly to the robber baron banker class, directly to them. No more federal government go-between. This is a complete coup d'etat, a financial coup d'etat and takeover of the republic. Please get this video when it's posted at the Alex Jones channel on YouTube and prisonplanet.tv out to everybody. And please check all the facts that we've brought forward here. Maybe even the listeners and viewers can take articles and sections of the bill I was talking about and put it up while I'm speaking. We don't have the personnel to do that, but it would be nice if you did. But Burmis, you got a lot of other video clips coming up, people's phone calls on this subject. You'll be here in the chair when we get back. Very important broadcast tonight. InfoWars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv are the websites. The InfoWarrior.com is Burmis's site as well. And it is Friday, the 26th of June, 2009, a day that will live in infamy with just open, total tyranny coming to our shores.
You know, just look at the code enforcement aspect of this bill, okay? They can just define what codes they want to enforce, and since almost no existing home is going to stand up to code, this will give them an excuse to evict people, then bulldoze that area, then move in the nice little FEMA center with the mobile medical vans. I mean, how disturbing is that? How disgusting is that? How over the top is that? How nightmarish. And people are just sitting there, sucking their thumbs, drinking Jenny Light, worrying about the baseball game, okay? Why was it took so long for Glenn Beck to talk about this bill? I believe he had Peter Schiff on today about it. Why is it the mainstream media, even Fox, barely touched upon this before it went to the House, before it went to vote, 219 to 212? Well, I'll tell you why. Because they have no vested interest in protecting the public good. They have no vested interest in stopping this. This helps their cronies. This helps the corporate. Where's the article right here? It's just such ridiculousness. Energy execs give climate bill grudging support. See, here they admit that the big executives are backing this bill. They admit the industrialists want this bill, but they're giving their grudging support. Yeah, right. A grudging acceptance of the U.S. climate change bill among energy industry executives and some environmentalists only reinforces the notion that a compromise ensures nobody's really happy. Ahead of House Representatives' vote on the bill on Friday, the measure was a hot topic for executives of U.S. utilities and power producers as they gathered at their annual industry meeting this week. Yeah, to click their champagne glasses together and laugh as they sucker the public again and again. Grudgingly support this bill. Give me a break. Folks, I mean, this is an unbelievable bill. And let me say this, Lenny, whether or not we cut carbon emissions, the majority of the larger businesses will not be expected. They're going to go after the small mom and pop shops. And they will, again, selectively enforce where they go. Look, listen, are you putting out more energy efficient light bulbs? Nobody's saying you're not. But at the same time, does that really cut a carbon emission? I mean, does that really cut what they're saying a carbon emission is? Essentially what they're saying... But listen, essentially what they're saying a carbon emission is your standard of living. It's going to have almost nothing to do with the wattage of your light bulb, although that'll be some of it.
They're getting ready to rape us. They don't want us to have our own time and our own money. They want to take all the jobs and the economy so they can only work for their approved bull. Don't you understand? That's why the only job you can get's from them. We're their slaves now. They got a word for it in the hood.
And look at it. Right. I know he's right about that, but you also got to look at it, like I said, down the line as they... Listen, that's why the GIVE Act came into play. The GIVE Act said, well, we're going to give out full-time service. Full-time volunteer service. Full-time volunteer service means they'll have a payroll for people. And now they're saying those youth service...
The only job your kids are going to get is for these bastards.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Sons of bitches.
Exactly, man. Listen,
Look, they're going to pass the gun-grabbing bills. They're going to pass it all. They're coming. This is it.
We'll be back after this. It's the Info Warrior with Jason Burmis. I mean, you can't have pocket knives anymore. 8 out of 10 banned. That's the country you live in. No Federal Reserve audit or the economy collapses. Bernanke says it on TV. Folks, we'll be back after this. Stories right now at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.tv.
You New World Order! Go to hell!
This is Alex Jones. Have you heard of the Millionaire Patriot? Well, you should. He has a free handgun and 5 days of firearms training waiting for you. That's right. You can attend 5 days of world-class gun training at Front Sight Firearms Training Institute and secure a 30-state concealed weapons permit, all for pennies on the dollar. Plus, if you act fast, the Millionaire Patriot will give you a free Springfield Armory XD pistol in the caliber of your choice. I believe now is the time that you and your family need to be armed and trained to levels that exceed law enforcement and military standards. Front Sight provides such training without any boot camp mentality or drill instructor attitudes. This is real. Don't miss out. Secure a Front Sight defensive handgun course, plus a 30-state concealed weapons permit for pennies on the dollar, and get your free handgun. Go to frontsight.com today. That's FRONTSIGHT.com. Go to frontsight.com for your training and free gun.
I'm going to go back to your calls in just a moment, but I really want to show Michelle Bachmann, who has been really a triumphant voice on the House floor lately.
She's on next week.
Is she on next week? She needs to be. I mean, she's been speaking out against this, the Federal Reserve, the socialism, the Give Act. I mean, she literally said, and you're going to hear it from her mouth, that this was a decision between liberty and tyranny. And folks, we lost. We chose tyranny. 219 to 212. And that's why, I might as well make this announcement today. This is going to be the last Info Warrior for some time. We're going to be going on hiatus. We're going to be doing a weekly Sunday show, 3 hours a week, until I put out, or at least am ready to release, Invisible Empire. And I just need the time. You have no idea what it's like to come here every day, to be a part of the 4-hour Alex Jones show, to sit here and work, to have to go all the way back home, to come back here, to work on the film again, to get ready for this show. I mean, it's a 3-hour show. Sometimes I don't even hit up all the news stories I'd go with. I mean, I've got 25, 35, 50 news stories a night at times. So, I've got to back off for a while. Hopefully this new guy is going to be hired in the next week and a half, and just go full force on this movie. It's really starting to come together. I've been fleshing out the first chapter, putting together, again, a lot of New World Order quotes nobody's ever seen before, nobody's ever mentioned before, laying it all out that this is a real entity. And I'm actually pretty excited. Filmmaking is my forte. It's what I started in. And this has always been kind of secondary to me. I like to think that I do a decent job of it, and I do enjoy doing it. But at the same time, I've just got to push forward on this film. And I hope all you guys out there forgive me. But, I'm a filmmaker. And Invisible Empire is something that's been close to my heart since 2005, something I've really wanted to work on. And I'm almost 5 years down the line now. I need to get this picture out. And I am shooting for a Christmas Eve release. We'll see if that changes in the near future. But hopefully expect the Sunday show, and it's going to be a wrap-up show for the Alex Jones show. So I'll be on from, he's on 4 to 6 Central, so I'll be on from 6 to 9 Central on Sundays, and I'll be just wrapping up the week's news. But again, I'm really stoked to go full time on this film, because that's what I'm really into. I mean, again, I love this stuff. I love what Alex Jones does. I want to be a Renaissance man in the worst way, shape, and form. But I want this movie to be just knock your socks off good. This carbon tax, again, this is something I was talking about in the very beginning of coming out here and talking about this show. I said, hey, if you want to win on something, we can beat this carbon tax. We can. We can beat these climate change bills. They're not taxing us for breathing yet. Well, we just lost, okay? We got one small shot. And I'm talking about, this is a Hail Mary 95-yard plus toss to get the Senate to throw this bill out. And I haven't gotten the senators' phone numbers yet, but I need to get that over the break. We're going to give that out hopefully in the next segment, because you need to call your senator now, and we need to beat this bill, because Obama is not going to veto this bill. They're going to. He probably praised the passage today. I saw some of the demons on the news. And this is all blasé in the international media, by the way. I went to The Guardian, I went to The Telegraph, they're all applauding it. Reuters is applauding it. I think Fox is probably the only one even criticizing it. But again, why did it take so long for those good people at Fox News like Glenn Beck that I know some of you just can't help but worship? Why did it take him so long to talk about this? Why was Jason Burmis talking about this 3-4 months ago when it first got introduced? And Obama and his administration were touting it as the next great thing we need to do for this country and the world. Why is it they're on the House floor talking about world citizenship? Why is it that third world nations and other nations like China and India don't have to cut their carbon emissions, but we do? Because this is a bankster takeover. This is a way to kill the dollar for real. A slow collapse, a slow burn. Cutting that neck real nice and slow as you bleed out, folks. We're going to come back, take your calls, play some more Bomber on the other end. It's the InfoWarrior with Jason Burmis. PrisonPlanet.tv, Infowars.com.